Ever wondered what makes North Korea a force to be reckoned with despite its isolation? It's a question that's been asked time and again, and yet the answer remains as elusive as ever. North Korea, a nation often shrouded in mystery and intrigue, continues to hold a unique position in global politics. From the outside looking in, it's a paradox. How does a country so seemingly disconnected from the rest of the world maintain such strength? Especially when you consider the weight of international sanctions and the economic hurdles they present. But to simply marvel at the enigma is to miss the point. The true question we should be asking is not how, but why. Why has North Korea managed to carve out such a unique space for itself on the world stage? Why does it continue to thrive in the face of adversity? To understand this, we need to delve into the history of North Korea. North Korea's foundations were laid in the aftermath of World War II. A moment of global upheaval, World War II's conclusion brought about significant changes across the world stage. One such change was the division of the Korean peninsula into North and South. With the surrender of Imperial Japan, who had occupied Korea since 1910, the Korean peninsula found itself split along the 38th parallel. The Soviet Union held sway over the northern half, while the United States administered the southern half. This division was meant to be temporary, a mere stepping stone towards an independent and unified Korea. However, as Cold War tensions grew, the divide became more entrenched, setting the stage for two separate nations with diverging ideologies and destinies. In the north, the Soviet Union played a critical role in shaping the newly formed Democratic People's Republic of Korea. They helped establish a communist regime, with Kim Il-sung, a former guerrilla fighter against Japanese rule, at its helm. Kim Il-sung, a charismatic leader, quickly consolidated his power and began to build a personality cult that would define North Korea for decades to come. As Kim Il-sung solidified his grip on power, tensions on the Korean peninsula escalated. In 1950, these tensions exploded into open conflict when North Korea, backed by the Soviet Union and China, invaded South Korea. The Korean War, often referred to as the Forgotten War, was a brutal conflict that lasted 3 agonizing years. However, the war did not end with a clear victor. Instead, it concluded with an armistice in 1953, essentially a ceasefire, with the Korean peninsula still divided along the 38th parallel. The war had profound implications. It further entrenched the division of the Korean peninsula and fortified North Korea's resolve to stand strong against what they perceived as external threats. The Korean War ended in a stalemate, setting the stage for North Korea's rise. The nation, under the indomitable leadership of Kim Il-sung, would continue to chart its own unique and often contentious path in the world, a path that still holds the world's attention to this day. Post-war North Korea saw the consolidation of power under Kim Il-sung. After the smoke of the conflict cleared, a new order began to take shape. At its core was the Juche ideology, a philosophy that would come to define the nation and its approach to the world. Juche, meaning self-reliance, was more than just a political doctrine. It was a way of life, a mindset that permeated every aspect of North Korean society. It championed the idea of a nation standing on its own 2 feet, independent and self-reliant. And while the concept may sound noble, it was used as a tool to suppress dissent and maintain control over the populace. At the helm of this ideology was Kim Il-sung, the nation's first leader. Kim didn't just rule North Korea, he was North Korea. His cult of personality was carefully crafted, positioning him as a godlike figure, an infallible leader to be revered and obeyed without question. This cult of personality was not just about control, it was about survival. It was a tool to maintain a totalitarian regime, one that exerted absolute authority over its citizens. Under Kim Il-sung, North Korea became a fortress, a nation that looked inwards and fortified its walls. Its people were taught to be wary of outsiders, to trust only their leader. This was a country that was not just physically isolated, but ideologically so. A nation that was in many ways cut off from the rest of the world. The consolidation of power under Kim Il-sung was not just about creating a state, it was about creating a narrative of self-reliance, of strength, of defiance. It was a narrative that allowed North Korea to stand against the world and forge its own path. This consolidation of power set the stage for North Korea's defiance of global norms. It created a nation unlike any other, a nation that continues to challenge and confound the rest of the world. North Korea's nuclear ambitions have been a global concern for decades. The isolated nation's drive to develop nuclear weapons dates back to the Cold War era, rooted in its desire for self-preservation and power projection. It's a saga marked by secrecy, defiance, and a series of unnerving milestones that have kept the world on edge. In the late 1980s, North Korea kicked off its nuclear program in earnest. However, it wasn't until 1993 that the international community got its first real glimpse of the nation's nuclear intentions. North Korea announced its withdrawal from the Non-Proliferation Treaty, an international agreement aimed at preventing the spread of nuclear weapons. This was a bold move that shocked the world, a clear indication that North Korea was willing to defy global norms in pursuit of its nuclear ambitions. The next big milestone came in 2006. After years of speculation and concern, North Korea conducted its first nuclear test, a seismic event that sent shockwaves around the globe. It was a stark demonstration of the nation's nuclear capabilities and a clear message to the world. North Korea had the technology and the will to become a nuclear power. This nuclear development has made North Korea a significant threat to global security. In a world where nuclear weapons have the potential to cause unimaginable destruction, North Korea's nuclear program represents a dangerous wild card. It's a threat that's been compounded by the nation's unpredictable behavior and its history of provocative actions. Despite numerous sanctions and diplomatic efforts to curb its nuclear ambitions, North Korea has remained defiant, continuing to develop its nuclear capabilities. Its pursuit of nuclear weapons has been driven by a complex mix of factors, including its desire for self-defense, its ambition to be recognized as a global power, and its deep-seated mistrust of the outside world. North Korea's nuclear capabilities have made it a formidable adversary. As we move forward, understanding this nation's nuclear ambitions will be crucial in navigating the complex and challenging landscape of international security. So, why can't the world's most powerful nations stop North Korea? A question that has been asked countless times, and the answer is a blend of geography, military strength, nuclear threats, and international relations. North Korea, for starters, is strategically located. Nestled between China, South Korea, and a stone's throw away from Japan, it's at the heart of East Asia's political and economic hub. Its geographical position alone makes it a crucial player in the region, and any aggressive actions towards it could potentially destabilize the entire area. Then, there's the military aspect. North Korea maintains one of the largest standing armies in the world, and its military capabilities shouldn't be underestimated. The nation has spent decades investing in its military infrastructure, amassing an arsenal that includes everything from conventional weaponry to cyber warfare capabilities. But perhaps the most significant factor is North Korea's nuclear program. The country's nuclear ambitions have been a source of global concern for years, and for a good reason. Any attempt to forcibly denuclearize North Korea could trigger a response that nobody wants to see: a nuclear retaliation. This threat alone is enough to give any country pause before taking military action. Lastly, we can't ignore the role of China, North Korea's most powerful ally. China has long been North Korea's economic lifeline, providing the isolated nation with crucial aid and trade. This support is not just about camaraderie, but a strategic move. China has a vested interest in maintaining the status quo on the Korean peninsula, as a unified Korea allied with the West could pose a threat to its own security. So the answer to why nobody can stop North Korea isn't straightforward. It's a complex mix of geographical positioning, military prowess, the looming threat of nuclear retaliation, and the support of a global superpower. These factors make North Korea a challenge for the international community. And as history has shown us, it's a challenge that isn't going away anytime soon. North Korea's rise is a story of resilience, defiance, and strategic maneuvering. Born out of the ashes of a brutal war, North Korea emerged as a stalwart nation, consolidating power and standing its ground despite international pressures. Its leaders, unyielding in their pursuit of sovereignty, prioritized the establishment of a robust military and nuclear capabilities. This audacious ambition to become a nuclear power has been met with global condemnation, yet it remains unthwarted. The nation's unique geopolitical positioning, coupled with its unwillingness to bow down to external influences, makes it a formidable challenge for the international community. Throughout this journey, North Korea has demonstrated an uncanny ability to weather storms and navigate through tumultuous political landscapes. The nation's resilience is a testament to its unwavering determination to protect its sovereignty and uphold its ideologies, no matter the cost. The question remains, Will North Korea continue to defy the world, or will there be a change in its approach? Only time will tell.
Subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on notification and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.